Hey guys, Brian Karp, sales giant, literary millionaire, mailbox money on a rainy Saturday, managing some business from my office this morning. We're having a lot of showings on the Karp team inventory, which is out there, which is a great sign of what's happening in the market. And what I am also doing is I am working on an owner financing offer that I am proposing on a mixed use property. And I kind of wanted to go through it with you guys. Every single property on the market, there is a number that makes sense. And sometimes it's not all about price. For me, if I could take down a building, add it to the Karp family portfolio, it still cash flows at the level I need, then it could be a great opportunity. So the offer that I put together was a $700,000 offer, and I'm going to put half down, right? So I'm going to put $350,000 down in cash, and then I'm going to ask the seller to finance out the rest, which is an additional $350,000. I'm going to have a 10-year balloon on it. So what that means is in 10 years, regardless the amount of regardless of the amount of principal that I pay down, I will pay off the entire property. And the reason why I had to structure something owner financing, I did make them an all cash offer, which they probably would have no interest in, is one of the units. I don't want to go into too much detail because it's still, nothing's accepted or even, a meeting of minds. One of the units, let's just say for this example, one of the units is rent controlled. And I can't raise the rent for a decade. Now, being someone who's 40 years old, I always think long-term vision, so it's no big deal, right? The sales giant will be 50, and then I'll be able to turn over the unit. It's actually probably the biggest unit in the building, about 1,200 square feet. But there's a rent-controlled unit, or, for example, a long-term lease that I can't remove out of it. So for me to make the numbers make sense on the building, I'm asking the seller to hold paper on it, hold half of it. Even though we could write a check for the entire building, we are not going to, because it would be a terrible use of capital and not getting me the cash on cash return that I'm using. And the way that I proposed it is year one, we would give $500 a month to principal. Year two, it would go up to, I think I put $750. Year three would be $1,000. Year 3 to year 5 would be $1,000, and year 5 to year 10 would be $1,200. And the reason I structure like that, because the two other units that are not rent controlled, I will be able to raise rent throughout the decade of ownership of the building. The way I look at it is, if I can get this amazing building in our portfolio, right, we already have the systems and processes to manage multifamily, so it's really not that big a deal. I know that it will be worth more in a decade from now. And the nice thing is, if the owner is willing to hold paper interest-free, which is a home run when interest rates are super high right now. And the reason why I can't offer more is because even if I decided I was going to go for financing on multifamily and commercial right now are in the 8s. So it just destroys the cap rate of all the buildings. So I'm Brian Karp. I'm a sales giant. If you guys want to know what I'm doing any other day of the week, just ask.